Coach Reggie B. I teach a lot of workshops to government, business, industry, young folks, institutions, and even sometimes just one-on-one. And some of the times when I'm teaching, we land on creativity and innovation. So I was thinking, I'm like, wait a minute. If I'm going to teach creativity and innovation, I should do it. So there are two ideas that I came up with. And I want to socialize it with you and just get everybody's opinion. So one idea, it's not easy, but it's kind of easy in the sense of the moving parts. So one of the ideas is I just finished writing my book, The Ships, 95,000 Words. And this is my fifth book. So I have soft copy books, I have PDF books, I have hard copy books, and I have audio books. Once upon a time, there was no such thing as audiobooks. Now there is. Once upon a time, there were no such thing as PDF and Kindle and things like that. Now there is. So what's the future of books? I think the future of books for me, because remember when you were growing up, you had picture books and you can open them up and do things. I think I want to create an avatar that looks almost identical to me. And then you have me reading my book to you, but not just reading it. Almost like a Netflix animation of you're hearing the book narrated, just like documentaries and things like that, but so much scenery happening behind the narration. So if I'm talking about leadership, you see leadership scenery. If I'm talking about, I don't know, sponsorship on Capitol Hill, maybe we can show something in politics of me talking about it and reading and telling you, but then morph myself into different scenes and things like that. And, if I'm talking about something in the mountains, okay, I'm mountain climbing, telling you and reading to you. Because I have 11 labs, right? 11 labs can take my voice and I can talk for 20 minutes or so. And then it'll translate it and it'll sound just like me, literally. And so my audiobook, it's easy to do that. I can make an audiobook and it sounds just like me. And I put, the files in it and it reads it back. I'll spend, a month or so editing and saying, no, I didn't say that. That didn't sound right. If I'm speaking a different language, Guten Tag, Guten Abend, Assalamu alaikum, Como está ka, Bonjour, Buongiorno, different things like that. I need to make sure the accent's right. So I would have to go in and edit that. But that's 11 labs and that's an audio book. But the visual, wouldn't it be cool that I can sell you my audio visual book? So that's creativity and innovation one. The next one is, okay, we have all of these stars and celebrities and musicians going on tour, right? Usher's on tour, Taylor Swift's on tour, Beyonce's on tour, Justin is on tour, T.I.'s on tour. All of these people on tour, Bruno Mars, right? Everybody's on tour and they may be touring different cities, different states, different countries, but they're doing the same set, right? Kevin Hart does it. Eddie Murphy did it. And, the comedians do it, right? And so why can't I go on tour? I say a lot of stuff and I don't just talk for 1 hour. I just taught a course for 4.5 days. And what made me think about it is I was having a conversation with a colleague of mine about maybe me going on tour in the college scene, right? And so maybe September, October, November, I go on tour for, 10, 20, 30 colleges. And maybe hit 2 or 3 colleges a day, just like I did with my book signing tour. And be that keynote speaker, motivational speaker, reality speaker on stage with a message that's going to resonate to the students to help them to become the best version of themselves in that semester, in that school, during that time for their major. And so when they graduate better and stronger, and especially the athletes, right? Because he's connected to NBA and NFL people. And they need leadership. They need all of that. So go on tour where I'm just going. Of course, I'm going to get paid, make a lot of money and that sort of stuff. But it's innovation and creativity of going on tour as a speaker. So I'm curious what y'all think about that. And what also made me think about it is I speak to so many students and older people who've graduated and they didn't really learn anything. They spent over $100,000 for their education, 4-year degree, bachelor's degree, and they didn't learn anything. And then I teach a course for 4.5 days, like, Reggie, this is the first time I ever learned this much material ever. or I never knew any of this stuff, because it's reality teaching. It's not just subject teaching, or I'm teaching the person, the human being. So you're not walking out of my class unless you learn. I'm not just going through chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, we're going to really make this lesson come alive inside of you. So now when you walk away, you got your money's worth and more than. So when they were telling me that, it just kept resonating to me like, wow, people spend all this money, go to school, get education. Half these people get certifications. They don't use it. You know, people got MBAs and they don't know the first thing about managing business administration. They've never managed a business ever in their life. And they don't know the first thing about administration, and they got an MBA. People with PMPs, right? Never managed a project, don't even know how to budget a project, let alone Gantt charts and timelines and all of those things. But they got a certificate. I'm talking reality. I walk on stage, walk off stage, you execute when you walk out the door. That's my goal. And to go on tour and help people do that, I think that would be fun. I can do it. And so anyway, I'm curious. Creativity and innovation. When I come up with an idea, I execute it. It's just like this. I'm really in my studio, right? Some of y'all looking at, where you at, Reggie? I'm in my studio. I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look, right? This is a backdrop. This is really a backdrop. And yesterday, that was a different backdrop. And behind that is a black backdrop. And maybe even a white backdrop somewhere. And then a green screen. So I'm in a position to just execute. I could even do just like this, disappear and come back, because I just thought about it and I can execute. All I gotta do is walk off screen and come back on screen. Watch. Or 1, 2, 3. How often do you have an idea and you just execute it? And so even that in and of itself, getting the brain to engage, because COVID really dumbed down a lot of people. How are you going to be in your house 24/7 all of the time? And now 5, 6 years later, you got to get out and interact with the public. You got to negotiate. You got to turn on your emotional intelligence and your positive intelligence and be able to understand the human dynamics of everyone and the 16 types of Myers-Briggs, and then radiate your energy properly and read the tea leaves and read everybody's energy and their somatics, and understand that nonverbal communication is 80%, verbal communication is 20%, and you weren't even on your camera. I know I'm hitting you fast, but this is reality. Who taught you how to really interact with people so that you can grow? In sales, so that you can sell. In leadership, so that you can help people. You can't do that from sitting in your room on a laptop with your camera off and their camera off and a few slides popping up. Just like I'm going to pop out of here right now. So this is reality. This is creativity. This is innovation. So 1, I gave you a little hint of what I want to do with my book. If anybody's out there that want to take on the project and help me, fine. And the tour. I'm going to go on tour as a keynote speaker. And my agent, Willeen Dunn, she's going to be busy. She's going to be busy. Booking, keeping up with the calendars and whatnot. And so that's what I'm doing now. All right. Enough of this. You got a chance to see the behind the scenes, literally, of what I do in one of my studios. I'm Coach Reggie B saying, get out there and become the best version of yourself.